Recently, a lot of people had complaints about Bayonetta once again. A long time ago, we made a video about how to beat Bayonetta, but that one is a little outdated. I'm C5 from the Beefy Smash Dudes, and we wanna take a close look at how to get out of Bayonetta combos using SDI. The Dealer Peach shirt is only available for 3 more days, so if you plan on getting it, don't miss your chance. The link is in the description. A while after we released our anti-Bayonetta guide, Nintendo patched the game one last time, only to nerf Bayo. Aside from a few other things, they increased the SDI multiplier of her up special Witch Twist. This meant that it would become easier to SDI these moves and therefore get out of her obnoxious combos. But as a really quick refresher in case some newcomers are watching, what is SDI exactly and how does it work in 30 seconds? SDI stands for Smash Directional Influence and basically means that you can slightly influence your character's position when getting hit. To do this, you smash your control stick during hit lag into the direction you wanna move. You can also really go ham on your control stick to get more than just a single SDI input, but usually the best way to get good SDI is by holding the control stick into the direction you wanna move and then wiggle it back and forth. This works particularly well against multi-hits, which brings me back to Bayonetta's Witch Twist. But we don't just want to talk about that one move. We want to look at her whole combo arsenal, although our main focus will still be on her up B and side B. Bayonetta has a few good combo starters, and her main goal is usually to somehow get that first Witch Twist, since it leads into so much other stuff. Down tilt and up tilt work well, up throw, up air and forward air can all eventually combo into Witch Twist. Then of course we have her grounded side B, her down angled aerial side B and, well, Witch Time. Against most of these combo starters, there is not much you can do. They will lead into Witch Twist no matter the DI, except for her forward air and the down angled side B. These two moves you always want to DI down and away from her. That way it shouldn't be possible for her to get the follow-up with a Witch Twist. Now, once the first Witch Twist hits you, things are starting to get interesting. This is where SDI and regular DI are really important. First of all, Witch Twist consists of a bunch of multi-hits and one last hit that sends you flying. The first Witch Twist has much more knockback than the second one. Now, if your SDI is really good, you can completely escape Witch Twist by SDIing into an upper corner. It's really not easy to do, but it is possible. Good reactions also help, so you start SDIing as soon as you get caught by the move. Even if, after that, you still get caught by her second Witch Twist or another move, it is much harder for her to carry you all the way to the top. And that is our main objective here, surviving. Now, if your SDI is not godlike, which mine isn't either, less SDI still also helps. With SDI, you can significantly change the position from which you get launched. This means that Bayonetta has to adjust her combo to follow up by either adding a jump or a forward air before going for the side B if you DI up, or immediately using side B if you DI down. Your regular DI on the final hit plays a big role here, so don't get too distracted from SDIing. SDI the startup and middle hits of Witch Twist, but hold the control stick into the direction you want to DI right before the last hit launches you. I would recommend that you always DI Witch Twist away from Bayonetta, mostly up and away. Mixing up your DI is important to make Bayonetta's life harder, because she can never be sure into which direction you fly. So sometimes you can also DI down and away from her, but I would still recommend that you DI up most of the time. After Witch Twist, Bayonetta will go for a side B most of the time, especially if you DI'd Witch Twist away, and now comes the most important part of this video. Always DI this move towards Bayonetta, optimally up and towards her. Her side B has 3 different hitboxes, one on the startup, one in the middle and one at the end. Each hitbox has different knockback. The early one sends you up and into the direction Bayonetta is going. This is bad, you don't want to get hit by that one. That's why you want to DI Witch Twist away from Bayonetta. You want to be as far from her as possible. The middle hitbox sends you straight upwards. and the late hitbox sends you up and slightly into the direction Bayo is coming from. Both of these later hitboxes are good for you. If you DI them towards Bayonetta, she will end up too far away to follow with her second up B, and that is our most important goal. If you get hit by one witch twist and both side Bs, that's fine as long as she doesn't connect her second witch twist and potentially kills you with an up air follow-up. So after her first side B, she has to use either a back air and end the combo, or go for another side B, which most Bayonettas will do. Now the same principle applies as for her first side B. Hopefully you manage to be far enough away from her so that only the middle or late hitbox of the second side B hits you. Again, you DI up and towards her, but of course you had to change directions since she's now on the other side. And this is really the hard part of all of this, switching your DI and SDI fast enough. But if you practice it only a little, it gets engraved into your muscle memory and you can just do it automatically without thinking too much about it. If you DI that second side B correctly, Bayonetta has no chance of hitting you with her second up B. So her only choice is trying to get a back air or land as soon as possible to avoid a punish on her leg. The combo is over, and yes, you ate some percents, but you are alive. And you can do that every time she hits you with that ridiculous combo. Now, SDI does also play a big role when it comes to her side B. You can travel quite a distance with good SDI. And like I said, you want to be as far away from her as possible. It's kinda hard to time this right though, so the best thing you can do is instead of just holding the control stick up and towards her, you wiggle it quickly from up to the side. You get some SDI in and your regular DI stays the same. It is a little harder than just DIing, but it really helps. So now let's put everything together. You SDI and DI witch twist away from Bayonetta. Then you turn to DI her side B towards her. Then you turn again to DI her second side B towards her. Get that in your head and you will be fine. First left, then right, then left. Left, right, left. And if she's on the other side, right, left, right. And just keep wiggling that control stick for extra SDI. Now, of course, it might happen that Bayo still gets you with her second up B every now and then. In that case, try to SDI away from her as much as possible to avoid getting hit by her final up air. This might not always work, but it can save you and is definitely worth going for. That's pretty much it for her standard combo, but she does have a few other tricks up her sleeve. Sometimes she gets you with a witch twist off stage, close to the blast zone, where she might try to finish you off with a forward air. In that case, you still want to SDI and DI down and away from her, even if that means being closer to the blast zone. If you do that, she will almost never be able to follow with a forward air, and her up B rarely ever actually kills. So once again, she has to follow with the side B, and everything I said earlier applies once again. Okay, lastly, we have come up with a very advanced strategy to make Bayonetta's life even harder. Only high-level players should go for that, and also only against really good Bayo players. A good Bayonetta player will react to your SDI during witch twist. If you SDI up, they will follow accordingly, as well as if you SDI down. But since all these multi-hits take so long to finish, you can sometimes switch your SDI during the move. As weird as this sounds, moving to the sides of witch twist is not actually that hard. Getting out completely, that is hard and needs insane SDI. But even a little SDI is enough to just move around inside Bayo's up B. So what you can do is, for example, SDI up a little at the beginning of the move to trigger the Bayonetta player's reflex to follow that DI. But before the move actually launches you, you SDI down really hard, effectively faking out your opponent. This method can make it extremely hard for Bayo to really react to your SDI, so they would have to read it, significantly increasing your chances of escaping. Of course, you can do the same in reverse. Start SDIing down and then quickly move up. Before you go for crazy stuff like that, make sure you have the basics down first. Also, it will only work against good players, since a mediocre Bayonetta will not react to your SDI anyways.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. What's up guys, if you are interested in this shirt, it is only available for 3 more days, so if you want it, the link is right here, I hope. and in the description. And if you want to see incredible SDI against Bayonetta, you should check out this video by Rush Hour Smash. I know the whole thing takes like an hour, but Tweak shows off his incredible SDI skills very early in the video, so you should definitely check it out. And if you still want to learn more about how to play against Bayonetta, this is our last video. It's pretty old, but aside from the SDI part, it's still very relevant. Isam also made a video about that topic, which we will link in the description. Alright? So with that said, as always, thanks for watching, get the shirt, see you soon and stay beefy.